Hey, hi. Have you ever noticed that no matter how much your life changes, there is always an inner feeling telling you that maybe you're not enough? Have you ever been in such a place where you might have put so much of your hard work, so many days, months, years, or so, in achieving a particular goal, and once you have achieved it, the feeling of happiness or the inner satisfaction might have stayed with you just for a few hours or a day or so, and again you might be questioning yourself that maybe I'm not worthy enough. If you have been currently in this particular stage of your life, or for years and so you have been stuck in this constant loop or in this constant treadmill running behind, and proving yourself that maybe if I achieve this I would be satisfied with myself, then let me make you clear that you might be stuck in this loop forever and ever unless and until this video. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is me, Kaveri Gavari, this side. I post content related to self-growth, how to become a better person, or simply the art of living life, wherein I can showcase you that perspective of life which you thought it could never be. Recently, I have completed reading this book, that is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And a lot of things stayed with me when I was reading this book, and I was sure that I have to share this with you. Now, before sharing all of these things, it's a very good book. I would recommend you reading it at least once. So, before going ahead, I want to ask you a question. Okay, my question is: who is that particular person in your life whom you talk a lot, like the most of your life? Who would be that person? Is it person, a group, or so? Like, is it your parents? Is it your friends? Who is this person? What is your answer? The answer is you yourself. The moment you have realized it, you need to stop and you need to start thinking. Why am I forcing you to think? Is because imagine you are the person whom with you yourself talk for the entire day. How much amount of time you spend of the entire day talking with yourself? Now, this is not the scariest part. The scariest part is that what if you are talking in a negative manner? Like, maybe I'm not worthy enough, I'm not good, I'm not lucky enough, maybe all the bad things happen with me only, I'm like this only. What if you are constantly reminding yourself and feeding your brain with such negative inputs which you should never do? Now, it's okay if you do for a day or so. What if so many years you're constantly feeding these things to your brain? Now your brain does not categorize it as thoughts, it categorizes it as beliefs. And once your brain categorizes it as a belief about you yourself, your brain, for all the forces around, tries to prove your belief. It always makes circumstances in such a way, or it always reacts to circumstances in such a manner that you have to believe in what your beliefs are. So, my dear friend, you need to change this perspective of yours. Now, in 1954 or so, Leon, a psychologist, made and discovered a theory which is the social comparison theory, in which he states that we as humans have a habit of constantly comparing ourselves with all the people around us. And it was not in a negative way, it was always in a very good positive way. Like, this theory was not discovered, like, it was discovered in 1954 or so, but the things which are stated in this theory was already inhabited in us from our generations and generations. Now, that time, this was a very good thing. Comparing ourselves with the hunters, so we got that skill, we learned, and we started to hunt. Then to build, to rebuild. But what is the current condition in this generation? It's about comparing ourselves with lots of people in this world in a negative manner. Opening social media like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and so, and comparing yourself not with a few peoples, but billions and billions of people all around the world. Comparing your salary always, comparing your job, comparing your social status, comparing your inner satisfactions like happiness and so also, which is so incorrect. When you open a feed in your page or Instagram and you discover that, oh my god, this person is living such a beautiful life, and where am I in this lifestyle? Oh, but you know what? I actually deserve this. Maybe I'm not worthy enough to be in that particular stage of my life. So let me remind you that whatever you feed in your brain constantly is what you are going to indirectly or directly going to manifest it in your life. So the number one thing which you need to do is to change your thoughts. You need to stop feeding yourself with all the negative thoughts which you are feeding for years and years and so. Now I know this is not going to be easy because the constant urging and telling yourself like, if I get these grades, I would be happy, I would be worthy enough. If I get that particular job, I would be happy enough, I would be worthy enough. If I get that house, if I get the bungalow, etc., I would be happy enough. Now I am not misleading you and telling you that it's wrong. You should achieve your goals, and at every stage of our lives, our goals, our needs always change, and so we have to. But what if you attach it with your inner satisfaction and you start to question it, that am I worthy enough or not? That's where you are failing. That's where it is all going in vain. Okay, so the how what is the solution to this problem? How can I be satisfied? How can I not stop questioning myself that I am worthy enough or not? The very first solution to this problem is that stop attaching your identity with accomplishment of your achievements. Stop doing that. What I want to say is that, for example, what if tomorrow the grades disappear? What if that particular dream job disappear? What if that particular home you built disappears? Then then if I ask you, who are you? What is your answer? You should always be ready with your answer, that who are you, no matter everything goes in vain. Stop attaching your identity with all these outcomes. The moment you stop attaching your identity with achieving the goals is where your progress and inner satisfaction starts to take a pace. So, the second solution to this problem is that change your story and then change your life. What I want to address through it is that you remember the book I had talked about, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind? I had talked that whatever you keep feeding your brain constantly is what your brain starts to believe in. So you need to stop feeding it with negative inputs and start feeding it with the positive ones. Surprisingly, modern psychology also describes all these things which are discussed in this book. So, how to talk? For example, if I tell you, instead of saying that I'm not confident enough, start to say I am becoming confident. Instead of saying I am behind, start to say I am growing. Slowly and steadily, you will start to believe in it. It's not about pretending, but it's just about stopping to believe in the negative things which are hampering your identity. Solution number three is that start to compare yourself correctly. Although psychologists lean on shared us that there is a social comparison theory, and we all know it is unrealistic that we don't compare ourselves with others. So instead of comparing ourselves wrongly, we should compare ourselves wisely. So start to compare yourself. Who was I 6 months before? Am I now more confident? Am I more wiser? Am I more happier? Am I more disciplined? Am I more confident? How am I? If all the question answer to all these questions is a yes, then you are already ahead. You need to stop proving others, and it doesn't matter whether the world sees it or not. The next solution is that celebrate before you chase ahead. Now, this is a particular thing I have personally started doing recently. Before moving towards the next goal, I stop and acknowledge and appreciate what I have achieved right now. This gradually and steadily grows that feeling of inner satisfaction inside you. So rather than just running behind and not taking time for to acknowledge what you have achieved so far, which you once thought was so impossible to achieve, you should stop yourself, pat yourself up, and tell that you are doing great. And whatever you have achieved till now, it's not the entire journey, but these are some essential parts of that journey which would not make that journey complete. So celebrate it, whether small, whether big, but you should celebrate it. Lastly, this is the final solution. It is that you need to ask yourself question. Okay, you need to ask a question to yourself. So the next time you feel and the inner voice tell you that you're not worthy enough, you need to stop, and you do not need to believe in it, but instead you need to question it. Who taught me this? Was it a teacher? Was it a friend? Was it a relative? Who is this? These are my own thoughts, these are my own beliefs, which have slowly and steadily occupied a large part of my brain, making it negative. So the next time this thought appears again, you need to question it and you need to address it in a correct way, that I am more than enough and I'm doing great than the version of myself which was few years ago, back then and now. Lastly, before ending, I want to just say that we it might happen that we won't stop comparing it overnight, because we are humans and we tend to compare ourselves. We might feel it this way in certain days of our lives, but I can assure you that after this video, at least whenever this thought arises within you, you might stop in it. Don't run from it, don't chase behind it, but instead you would address it correctly and say that I am worthy enough, and in fact I am not even ordinary, I am extraordinary. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Do like, subscribe, and share to my YouTube channel. Your love and positivity reaches out to me in all uncertain ways. Thank you so much. Sending a lots of love and positivity from my side to yours. Bye bye. Take care.